Hello students, in this class of ours we are going to study what are the physical properties of metals and non-metals. But before that we will have a look at the abundance in which the metals are found in the crust of earth. So right at outset let me tell you the most abundant metal that is found in the crust of earth is aluminium 7%. Most abundant means the maximum quantity that is available in the crust of earth. So the most abundant metal or the metal whose maximum quantity is present in the crust of earth is aluminium and it is 7%. Second one is iron and that is about 4%. Now we will talk about non-metals. This was about metals and most abundant non-metals. So one is oxygen, that is 50%. The most abundant non-metal found in the crust of earth is oxygen, that is 50%. And second most abundant non-metal, that is silicon, and that is about 26%. So having talked about that, now we will come on to the ductility and malleability. See, malleability, or we say malleability is a characteristic of metal, or we say metals are malleable. Metals are malleable, or malleability is that characteristic of a metal because of which it can be hammered into thin sheets, or can be transformed into thin sheet, or can be converted into thin sheet, or can be made into thin sheets. If you are able to convert a metal into thin sheet because of by hammering it, then we say that is malleable. Most malleable metals are gold and silver. And second one is metals are ductile, or we say ductility. The ductility is that characteristic or property of a metal because of which it can be drawn into thin wires. The most ductile metal is gold, and it is highly incredible, or you will find it hard to believe that 1 gram of gold can be transformed into a length of about 2 kilometers. 1 gram of gold can be made into a length of about 2 kilograms. So we say gold is highly ductile, or gold is most ductile. Also another very ductile metal is tungsten, and in ancient times, not so ancient, rather what I mean to say is nowadays bulbs have gone out of use. Otherwise, out of tungsten we used to make filaments of the bulbs, electrical bulbs, and that also is very ductile. And after this we will talk about thermal conductivity. See, thermal conductivity, when you talk, the most of the metals are very good conductors of heat. Silver is the best conductor of heat, followed by copper and aluminium. And we have utensils made of copper and aluminium in kitchen, silver being very costly, we avoid. And these are made of the copper and silver utensils only because they are very good conductor of heat. Whatever the heat is being supplied to the utensils made of copper and I said aluminium, it is transformed to the content inside it. So that is one of this, and out of place it is not if I mention that the two are not good conductor of heat. One metal is mercury and another is lead. Lead and mercury are two such metals which are not good conductors of heat. Otherwise, most of the metals are good conductors of heat. Now we talk about electrical conductivity. See, most of the metals are very good conductors of electricity. Silver is the best conductor, followed by copper and aluminum again. And when we say the electrical wires, the wires through which electricity is transported from one place to another place, or conveyed from one place to another place, are not made up of silver. Silver being very costly, though it is the best conductor. So next best option left with us is copper and aluminum. So electrical wires are made up of copper and aluminum because they are good conductor. At the same time, they are also cheaper. And two metals which are bad conductor of electricity, one is mercury and another is iron. Let me say it. You will sometimes astonish, no, these are conductors. I did not deny, they are undoubtedly conductors, but they are not good conductors of electricity. Bad conductors of electricity, the metals are iron and mercury, and bad conductors of heat, metals are lead and mercury. Now another physical property that we talk about is say luster, or say lustrous. Metals, we say metals are lustrous. When we say metals are lustrous, means metals have shiny surfaces, and most of the metals have shiny surfaces undoubtedly, but the ones that are strikingly different from others, rather more shiny surface than one is gold, copper and silver. These three metals are having extraordinary shiny surfaces, so we say metals are lustrous.